Today on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out, we're talking about optimism. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Do you know why you always see the glass as half empty if you aren't an optimist? What are the benefits of being an optimist? Learn tips to become more optimistic as we wrap up our month focusing on renewal. Are you ready to clear your clutter and share your gifts with the world? Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., join me on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out as I teach you how to navigate the waters to declutter your life, get organized, and become more mindful. I'm an award-winning professional organizer, author, and certified life coach, and I destroy the box and examine clutter in all areas. Every episode, I'll give you take action steps that you can easily apply to your life. Come on, let's get started. Today's episode was inspired because I've been working a lot on being more optimistic. I know that I am at one level. I think at a deeper level, and that could be because I'm really struggling with something right now. Probably one of the biggest challenges I faced in my life. And I'm doing some work. I'm going to learn more about it next month. And so I'm working on changing these deep-seated beliefs. Today's episode was also inspired because I believe here in America, I know we have listeners all over the world, I believe we become a mean-spirited, pessimistic country. When you change your attitude and beliefs, you can change your life. Where the attention goes, the energy flows. Spring is a great time to learn how to be more optimistic. Remember, you can learn. You can change your behaviors. Flowers are blooming. There's more light, that awesome smell of earth. Springtime is about growth, birth, renewal, rebirth, new beginnings. Negativity is usually a defense mechanism, so you won't be disappointed if things don't work out. You can understand that. Be compassionate with yourself. Don't beat up on yourself and add to this. If you've been able to say, okay, I really am kind of pessimistic, I need to change that, you can learn how to do it. You can change what you believe. And when you do that, that affects what you feel. Check out the Bruce Lipton interview on biology of belief. It's going to go into more detail. If you want proof, Bruce's interview is kind of a mingling of spirit and science. What I'm learning on and working on now is this kind of same thing. I've done a lot of spiritual work, and this is taking me still within spiritual. I didn't get much of a break, guys. I left my teacher in October, and it's February and March. I actually started in February. It's March as I record this. And I'm already working with someone. Spirit did not want me to have a lot of time off. But I really encourage you, take the little over an hour and watch the Bruce Lipton interview. In a 2011 study, researchers compared one group of people who engaged in the 5-minute thought exercise of positively thinking about their future selves, while those in a comparison group just imagined their typical daily activities. Participants in the best possible self group significantly increased their optimism both after the first day and after 2 full weeks. Why would you want to be more optimistic? First, your positive perspective on the future pays off in the present. Remember, the present is our point of power to change. It's our point to create the life we desire. Being optimistic brings you more joy. Those around you, trust me, appreciate your outlook. And if you have some health challenges, being optimistic can help you better recover. There's evidence that optimists live longer. A 9-year study of cardiovascular health in more than 900 men and women in the Netherlands found that pessimists not only die sooner of heart disease than optimists, but they also die sooner of just about everything. And pessimism has even been linked to higher odds of developing dementia. If you listen back on the podcast, it was probably, I put it up the first year. So maybe in 2013, maybe is when I had it. There's an interview with Sybil Rhodes. Really encourage you to listen to that. Longer one, an hour or so interview. Sybil was a second mother to me. And Sybil was one of the most positive people I've ever met. She overcame a lot of hardship and struggle. And I share this with you because Sybil had stage 4 lung cancer for over 10 years. She really was a miracle. I would go with her. She lived in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And I usually visited her twice a year till I met Tony, and we were married pretty quickly. So I wasn't able to go. But she lived, it was over 10 years, 11, 12, 13 maybe, I'm thinking, because she died in 2013. I would go with her to doctor's appointments and they gave up. They're like, we don't know when you're going to die. You have defied the odds. And because I spent so much time with her, she had great family support. Her grandson, Jonathan, a good friend of mine, was there for her every step of the way. She had an awesome weekly Bible study group that would meet. She played bridge weekly. She had an amazing support system of friends. And I'm convinced that, combined with her positive outlook, allowed her to be a miracle, to defy expectations, and live with stage 4 as long as she did. So that's a personal example I know. You just had some scientific evidence. She's not the only one. Seek these stories. Go out and find them if that helps you become more optimistic. Pessimistic people tend to think bad things that happen are permanent, whereas optimistic people see them as temporary. Huge difference there. You always get mad at me versus you get mad at me when I don't take out the trash. If you are a pessimist, you may be able to go to worst case scenarios in no time flat. Speaking from experience, people, I used to be able to bam. It was amazing how quickly my mind could do this. Catch yourself when you do this. This is what I talk about, awareness all the time. Become aware of what you're thinking. What are you posting on social media? What are you saying? Can you easily navigate the ups and downs of life? Are you tired of feeling stuck? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. If you are ready to take that first step, go to reawakenyourbrilliance.com to learn how I can support you in creating the life you desire. Be really aware of your language. I did a podcast, I believe it was in January or February, about how we talk to ourselves. Is your self-talk positive? Use sometimes or lately instead of always or never. Own it. I am creative, or I am always happy. Perspective is something else an optimist uses. For pessimists, when one thread of their life breaks, the whole fabric unravels. Again, it comes back to having a specific explanation for bad events rather than believing the whole world is coming to an end. Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. For example, saying, I'll never learn Spanish in this class, rather than, I'll never learn another language. Get in the habit of becoming aware of your thoughts, what you're posting and what you're saying, and challenging them. Where does that come from? Who said that? Whose voice is that? Because it might not be yours. Focus on solutions, not on problems. Begin your day focusing on what needs to be done. If you find yourself obsessing about a problem, being kind of cranky and negative or experiencing self-doubt, change your focus by asking, what's one thing I could do differently that might make the situation better? Replacing problem-focused thinking with solution-focused thinking immediately gives you a sense of moving forward, possibility, and hope, the foundation of optimism. What else is possible? I try and ask myself that every single day. Find any improvement to the current situation, no matter how small. For example, losing a pound may seem small if your goal is 100 pounds, but it's movement in the right direction. Find that golden nugget. What is it that you have improved, you changed, and is taking action to support you? Minimize the obstacles to success. What distractions or obstacles get in the way of meeting your goals? Are you not writing things down? Are you hanging out with negative people? Are you wasting hours watching TV or thumbing through your Facebook feed? Know what your distractions are and limit them or eliminate them completely. You have power and you have choice to do that. Pat yourself on the back. I was out with a friend the other night and did this. Review your day. I'd encourage you, one of your habits should be reviewing your day each and every night. Ask yourself, where have I succeeded today? This reinforces optimism and helps build confidence. And again, it doesn't have to be the big Oprah moment. You got a car, you got a car, you got a car. Did you smile at someone? Did you give a compliment that made someone's day? These little things all add up. Take care of yourself. Easier to be an optimist if you have good self-care. Exercise. Eat right. Have a mindfulness practice. Have a spiritual practice. If you feel good, you're probably going to have happier thoughts and emotions. Befriend an optimist. Hang out with optimistic people. I know I've talked about this before. You become who you hang out with. It's a law of physics, law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. You're hanging out with overweight people, you're probably going to gain weight. Be very aware of who you hang out with. Hang out with the people that are happy, that are optimists, that are seeing the life and the glass as half full. Keep getting on that horse. If you fall off, get right back up. You most likely are going to fall off, and that's A-okay. I'm reading a book right now that's challenging me. It's hard, and remember, I've done a lot of work on this. And I keep trying because I believe in this book. It's made me look at things in a completely new way. I love that. That's why I do the podcast. I just had someone comment on the YouTube channel, oh, this is very familiar to different things that I've studied, but presented in a new way. I do that because my hope is you'll have that aha moment. So keep getting on the horse. Keep trying. Gratitude. As always, practicing gratitude is something that doesn't cost you a dime and you can easily do. To help you get in the habit, consider doing it at the same time, right before you go to bed, during your lunch break, driving home from work. Struggling? Get back to basics. I believe everyone listening or watching has a roof over their head and probably access to clean drinking water. The more you practice gratitude, the easier it becomes. The more it settles in your bones. It becomes part of who you are. It's part of your thinking and being, and you just start to have gratitude without even thinking about it. Take actions. Monitor your thoughts. Where are you pessimistic? In an area or two, or with just about everything? Dig deeper. Can you discover why you are so pessimistic? Is that your voice or someone from childhood or family or a coworker? Is it really true? Begin by focusing on changing one area where you're pessimistic. Create a plan to be more optimistic. If you don't like what I shared here today, do some more research and figure out what works for you. Hang out with a friend who's optimistic, or find a friend or a group where people see the glass as half full and overflowing. Next month, we're talking about hodgepodge. Go out, clear the clutter to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire. Are you ready to live a more joyful and fulfilling life? Sign up for our newsletter at reawakenyourbrilliance.com and receive a free copy of 10 Steps to Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love it if you would rate and review the show because it really helps us in the search ranking. See you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Remember, when you clear your clutter, you can create the life you desire.